family.
Welcome back to another episode brought to you by Game Glitches. In today's episode, we're gonna take a look at building a successful Brontosaurus base. And of course, the different things that this dino can do for you and different rules that one must follow to, well, have fun. As usual, we will start with rule number 1. On the back of the Brontosaurus, you can only attach 60 different items, meaning that a foundation is one item attached. If you will look inside one fridge or a cupboard and a turret or a wire or an outlet, each count as one attachment. Doorways, windows, and hatchet are a special case. They count as 2 attachments. One for the doorway, one for the door, or one for the hatch and one for the hatch door, and one for the ladder, of course, which is also attached. In total, you could have 60 attachments. This is basically the best you can technically do to have a fully covered base. You know, with the foundations all around, of course the perimeter, with walls, ceilings, a little hatch door and out. Of course, this is completely your choice. You know, in case you don't want this, you want to put more things on the inside, then, well, you will have to find another way of getting on the roof. Rule number 2. That the Brontosaurus's weight is separate from what he can carry on his back to what you can build on his back. Meaning that, for example, after attaching all of this stuff on his back and taking a look at his weight, as you can see, his weight is only 52 out of, well, basically 1200. But if I would decide to go inside and put something inside here, let's say this 4-weight object, and then inspect my Bronto once again, I will notice that the weight, how much he was holding, went up exactly by 4. Now it's 56.8. So please note, even though this is a giant of a behemoth of a dinosaur, there is still a weight limit on what you can attach to him, as mentioned in rule number 1, and how much he can carry on his back. Rule number 3. You do not need foundation to place things on the back of the Bronto whatsoever. The platform that you originally create can work as an initial foundation, but you cannot place walls, ceilings, or anything else on it aside from the fact unless you put down pillars on the back and then build on the top of the pillars. But again, please remember rule number 1, that you can only build 60 things on top of the Bronto. So if you start building with pillars, you would have 4 pillars instead of a single foundation. So please note that you still have a limitation, but you can definitely build without any form of foundation on his back. Rule number 4. That with a single swing of the Bronto's tail, you are able to gather berries and different varieties of things. For example, as you can see, with a single swing of the tail, I have gathered enormous amount of berries, even more than I can carry, but you usually won't gather that much, but you would definitely gather a whole lot with a single swing of the tail, depending the gathering rate on the server that you're playing. Please be careful on where you swing, because the swings are so wide that you're able to easily hit other dinos around. You might hit your friends, allies, or other dinos that you don't want that will charge and start fighting you because you have done damage to them. So please note on how wide the swings are of Brontosaurus. Rule number 5. Depending on the direction that you're looking to, either left or right, under either third-person view or the main first-person view, that is the direction where you will swing your tail. For example, if I would look to my right and swing the tail, Or if I would look to my left and do the same thing. As you could see, depending on which direction I'm looking at, that is the direction that I will swing the tail in. Again, to the left, and of course to the right. The button click is the same, all that matters is that the direction that you look at. Rule number 6. A Brontosaurus eats berries. Lots and lots and lots of berries. He also, or she, also gathers berries quite effectively. So there's several ways you can store berries in case you weren't familiar with it. The first way is of course storing them on your Dino. For example, if we take a look in my inventory, you could see I have 93 berries. And this berry will spoil in 4 minutes, as you could see. Or of course, in 10 maximum minutes. Now, if we would take a look at Bronto, the same stack of berries would end up spoiling in basically almost an hour. 30 minutes in this case, you know, it's a lot more time than that. That basically the berries last a lot longer on the Bronto. But if you decide to basically use or create a gather for mass berries, you can now put them also into refrigerators. And as if you notice, in the refrigerators, they last for several hours. Every 13 hours, one will spoil. So a stack of 100 will last you literally for months to come. So it's up to you on how you would like to store your berries. But because they're a giant walking berry gathering factory, this is one of the most effective ways of storing them straight up on his back. You could look down, pick them up, look to the side, and of course drop them into the refrigerator. Thank you all for watching another video on ARK. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please check out my other videos, which you can find the link here or in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click like on videos. It really helps the channel to improve and grow. Also, you can check me out live on twitch.tv. You can find this link in the description below. I stream live all the time, and on top of that, I also hold giveaways across many different genres of games. Thank you all again for watching, and have a great time in the world of ARK.